In this video, we will look at Service Level Management initialized as SLM, which is one of the processes of the ITIL framework. We will seek to understand what Service Level Management is, how it can be of importance in IT organizations, its objectives, and the different types of agreements involved in SLM. We will additionally look at the activities included in the SLM process, why IT organizations should consider adopting the SLM process, as well as the manner in which SLM interacts with other ITIL processes. Service Level Management initialized as SLM is the process of negotiating, agreeing and documenting existing services with some level of policies. In any service offering environment, it is essential to guarantee a certain level of service to customers. It is also likely that one service provider rely on another service provider so as to deliver their services. In order to guarantee their customers some levels of services, they too must receive guarantees of certain levels of service from their providers, both internal and external. Few organizations have their business expectations documented against the services they provide. This makes them operate under a loose interpretation of what businesses might expect of them, which keeps on changing. Unfortunately, in such an arrangement, forgetting the amount of confusion these changes produce, there is no actual way to confirm success or failure. Existence of SLM is a sure way of making ensure what you want is what you get. The purpose of the SLM process is to ensure that all current and planned IT services are delivered to agreed and achievable targets. It is a vital process for every IT service provider organization, responsible for agreeing and documenting service level targets and responsibilities within service level agreement and service level requirements for every service and related activity within IT. As defined in ITIL, the goal of ITIL service level management is to ensure that agreed levels of current IT services are provided, and future services can be delivered within agreed targets. SLM seek to define, document, agree, measure, report and review the level of IT services provided, while maintaining good relationships with both business and customers, and ensuring that specific and measurable targets are developed for all IT services. It also monitor and improve customer satisfaction with the quality of service delivered, ensures IT and customers have a clear and unambiguous expectations of the delivered service levels. SLM additionally implementing proactive measures for service level improvement whenever costs can be justified. These agreements can be of different kinds, can be a service level agreements initialized as SLA, an operational level agreements initialized as OLA or an underpinning contracts initialized as UC. Service level agreement, SLA. This is an agreement between an IT service provider and a customer. It describes IT services that are provided to the customer, document service level targets, and specify relationship, the responsibilities and obligations, of the IT service provider and the customer. SLAs provide the basis for managing the relationship between the service provider and the customer. It's the document which describes the customer's expectations and targets for the service provider. It allows the service desk to track whether or not their representatives are providing a certain level of service. It can also be tied to a contract and service performance for a vendor, and credit can be automatically applied in the event of a breach. It is important to note that the SLA is an agreement, and the foundation for a good relationship between customer and provider, and should not be used in any way that would favor a single party. The SLA can be service-based, meaning that a single SLA is used for all customers using that service, or customer-based, in which case the SLA covers all services used by a single customer. Operational Level Agreement, OLA. This is an agreement between an IT service provider and another part of the same organization that assists with the provision of services, for instance, a network support team that supports the network service. One critical success factor and activity of service level management is to work with the different functional groups within the IT organization to understand the capability to actually deliver what the customer needs. This is often an overlooked step and the IT organizations end up overcommitting and under-delivering, which is a no-win situation. The output of this information is input into the creation, negotiating and documenting of an operating level agreement, OLA. An OLA is also another document that is often overlooked and is a key activity as part of the SLM process. OLAs should be documented to validate and support any SLAs, service level targets or service level objectives. The aim of this agreement is to define goods and services provided by another part of the same organization in order to support service provider's delivery of the services to the customer, as well as relationship between the parties. Underpinning contracts, UC. This is an agreement that defines roles, relationship and obligation between service provider and third party. The third party provides supporting services that enable the service provider to deliver a service to a customer. Therefore, underpinning contracts must be aligned with the customer-facing service-level agreements. SLM process is a set of activities. It involves cooperation with the business relationship management process in identifying business requirements by working with business units, establishing the scope of services, timeliness, hours of operation, recovery aspects, and service performance, and translating business requirements into IT requirements. Developing and maintaining a service catalog, including costs for different tiers of service performance, performing gap analysis between business requirements and available services and determining the costs related to services such that service goals satisfy business needs at a price the business can afford are additional activities of the SLM process. In the SLM process, drafting, negotiating and refining SLAs with the business units, ensuring business requirements are met and agreement from all parties involved, implementing SLAs by measuring SLA performance, reporting results and adjusting as necessary is carried out. Negotiation and agreement on both the future and current service level requirements and targets while developing and managing appropriate operational level agreements, OLA. Finally, all supplier agreements and underpinning contracts with supplier management are reviewed to ensure that targets are aligned with SLA targets. Why should service level management be implemented? Immediate benefits to implementing SLM processes include enabling a better understanding between business units and IT, setting more accurate service quality expectations and effectively measuring, monitoring and reporting service quality, clearly delineating roles and responsibilities, providing the necessary flexibility for business to react quickly to market conditions, creating more accurate infrastructure sizing based on clearly defining service levels, avoiding or mitigating the costs of excess or insufficient capacity, providing discipline in supporting internal or external sourcing of IT services. Service level management has a close tie to business processes and customer management and is strongly dependent on other ITIL processes such as business relationship management, financial management, and most importantly, capacity management. With business relationship management, while the SLM process exists to ensure that the agreed achievable levels of service are provided to the customers and users, BRM is focused on a more strategic perspective. Business relationship management takes the identification of customer needs and ensuring that the service provider is able to meet the customer's needs as its mission. This process focuses on the overall relationship between the service provider and their customers, working to determine which services the service provider will deliver. In financial management, service level management provides key information regarding the level of service required by the customer, SLAs, and therefore forms the basis for calculations of all three sub-processes: budgeting, accounting and charging. Customers can only be charged for services agreed in the SLAs and based on the service catalog. Executing service level management processes permits IT staff to more accurately and cost-effectively provision identified levels of service to the business. Incapacity management is extremely valuable to the service level management (SLM) team. It provides up-to-date information about available capacity, which gets processed by SLM and compared with current service performance and/or interruptions. Service level management passes information about service gaps and interruptions back to capacity management for capacity assessment, evaluation and implementation of required changes. With all the benefits SLM brings to the table, it's still a puzzle to many why SLM doesn't get more attention. IT organizations should realize that technology itself doesn't guarantee customer satisfaction. Happy customers are more important than the latest version of hardware, software or whatever, and this is where service level management provides measurable value for both the customer and the delivery. It is my guess that with the natural growth of service-based delivery models, SLM process will be appreciated.